Discuss what it takes to become a home-based Iowa community. There are 4 main requirements to get this classification. Each of these aren't difficult to meet, but they do require a whole community effort to achieve it. The first requirement is resolution of support from local government. And you've certainly got that here, and it's very evident the leaders of the county and the communities in this county are very much on board. Secondly, communities need to have at least 10% of their businesses commit to becoming home-based Iowa businesses. Also, each community develops their own incentive packages for veterans, and you've already heard about the many incentives that are being put together here in Greene County. We leave the creation of these welcome packages up to the local communities, but I'm very encouraged to hear about the extensive ideas and incentives that you're building here in Greene County. Finally, each community needs to display the sign marking them as a home-based community. You can see that sign, which will be displayed to recognize you as a home-based community. We are pleased to announce that the first community to meet all of these requirements is indeed Greene County, Iowa. General Orr mentioned that we announced this program at Camp Dadge on Veterans Day, and Greene County was there, was represented, and as you heard, Jim Andrews said, we want to be first, and you have now achieved that. Greene County is the first home-based Iowa community. In so doing, you have committed to add and will add 31 new home-based businesses to the roster. Collectively, these 31 businesses have set a goal of hiring 321 veterans. This brings the statewide total to 53 home-based Iowa businesses, with many more working to meet this requirement. So as you can see, you've got over half of the ones already designated. As of today, businesses across the state have set a goal of 2,900 veterans. We expect to see that continue to grow as we move forward. There are several creative incentives that you've already heard about here in Greene County. The first, the county banks, as you've heard, have eliminated closing costs. And I guess I won't go through the rest of them because they've already been mentioned. But you offer an opportunity for veterans to show how welcoming and supportive and encouraging you all are, and I think that makes a real difference. We've already heard from many veterans that they are considering Iowa now and maybe wouldn't have in the past just because we have this coordinated effort. Greene County is certainly setting itself apart as a very welcoming and supportive community for veterans. Though we honor Greene County today, home-based Iowa really needs the whole state involved. So you're leading the way, but we expect that many other counties and communities across the state will follow you. In fact, home-based Iowa is the centerpiece of the agenda that I presented to this year's General Assembly. And we're getting a good response from both Republicans and Democrats in the House and in the Senate on this. Our home-based Iowa bill includes eliminating taxation on military pensions, something that several other states have already done, but we think it's important that Iowa also eliminate the state income tax on pensions. Also, we want to make it clear that private employers can also provide veterans preference like we do in government, like we do in state and local government. We also recognize military training and experience for the various professional licensing boards in Iowa, to make it easier to get your professional licenses, be able to be recognized for the experience and training you've received in the military. We've also asked our colleges and universities to recognize this training and give credit for it when veterans go to get additional education. And already, the state universities and the community colleges have committed that they will give veterans, their spouses, and dependents in-state tuition at our institutions. And of course, we're looking to freeze that in-state tuition for the second year in a row in this session as well. So I ask you to encourage your legislators to support the Home Base Iowa Act. The response, as I said, has been very good, and you got one legislator here who is smiling, so I know he's on board. With your support, I look forward to signing this unprecedented piece of legislation that I think will make a real difference for the state's growth. We already have heard there's a lot of good jobs available out there, but we can't find enough people with the right skill set. We know there's a lot of veterans that have the discipline, the experience, the technical skills needed for these jobs, and we want to be able to match them with the jobs that are available here in Iowa. So with that, I have a written proclamation which recognizes this occasion and the fact that you are the first home-based community. So I'll first of all, I'll show it to you, then I'll read it. Believe it or not, I can read better without my glasses, so I'll take my glasses off. And whereas in November 2013, the Home Base Iowa Initiative was launched by the Office of Governor in cooperation with Iowa Workforce Development, Iowa Economic Development, the Iowa National Guard, and numerous other private companies and nonprofit organizations to attract veterans to Iowa in order to connect them with high-quality jobs and to encourage communities to find creative ways to draw veterans and their families. And whereas there are 4 criteria which qualify a community for this Home Base Iowa community classification: issue a resolution of support from local government, enlist at least 10% of the businesses to commit to becoming home-based Iowa businesses, to develop an incentive package for veterans, and to display the Home Base Iowa signs in their communities. And whereas Greene County has worked diligently to meet these requirements and has distinguished itself as a veteran-friendly community, now therefore I, Terry E. Branstad, Governor of the state of Iowa, do hereby recognize Greene County as the first Iowa home-based community. And I think I want to personally thank Ken Paxton and the Greene County Economic Development and all of the participating communities for their support of this initiative for veterans and their families. And Ken, let me present it. Sure. Come on up.
I wasn't quite prepared for Governor Branstad's remarks coming from our old college days in Iowa City. You know, there used to be an expression, what happens in Iowa City stays in Iowa City. Well, here we go. It's payback time. I remember I think it was 1969, and I was in a small group of 5 or 6 students on a Saturday afternoon working on a systems management project, and Terry Branstad was there. And during the course of the day, we were getting kind of exhausted, and like all college students, you sometimes take a little time to daydream about what in the world am I going to do when I get out of here. So we started around the circle. And when we came to that Terry Branstad guy, without batting an eye, he looked us all in the face, rock solid, and said, "I am going to be the governor of the state of Iowa." Well, Governor, I remember that day like it was yesterday, and I have followed and supported your progress in this state throughout the years. You know, you're the first individual that I have known that had such insight, follow through. You became governor once, but not just once. You became governor twice, and you're now on your way to being close to being the longest-serving governor in the United States. Thank you for your service and devotion to the state of Iowa. On behalf of the veterans here, I would hope that you'd quit showing us all up putting that Army uniform on, because I can't fit into mine. But the governor is renowned for showing up in his military police uniform occasionally, and like I say, it makes some of us feel ashamed.
I'm intending to do it on Memorial Day again. I got to lose about 8 more pounds.
Okay, he's put out the marker. I know I'm going on a diet.
Now, Chuck Offenberger recorded this one other time that I would do it for the salute to the troops after the first war in the Gulf, and I made that commitment, and I met the challenge. Now that all of the people in Greene County know it, I have no choice.
There we go. Once again, Governor, thank you for making home base Iowa a reality. We would like the Mayor of Jefferson, the Honorable Craig Berry, to present you with a proclamation at this time.
This is a resolution that was passed by the City Council on December 10th. I was first approached by Ken and I think Jim. Of course, I've known Jim for 60 years, so that's aging me. Yeah, I won't give any stories because I know a lot more about him than the governor does. But we were approached to do this, to pass a resolution. It was presented to the council. And on December 10th, it was passed. I am not going to read it because it is quite large. So I would like to present this to the governor.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much.
At this time, John Muir, Chairman of the Greene County Board of Supervisors, has a proclamation to present to Governor Branstad.
This is on behalf of the county, and we support the operation, and we thank the governor for his support.
Well, very good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Governor Branstad, we know that you are a collector of military unit coins, so we as the members of Home Base Iowa Greene County are asking Ken Paxton to now present you with this U.S. Army money clip noting the date and occasion of your visit, and as a small token of our thanks for your vision in developing and promoting this wonderful program we hope will create a win-win situation for all. Now, I get asked, why are you so inspired to do this? And it's going to get a little emotional here, folks, but many of the Vietnam War era veterans in this room were greeted with spittle and curses by flower children of that era during their service and upon return to civilian life. I, and I think many of my other Vietnam era veterans, took a silent vow that we would never again allow our fellow brothers and sisters in arms to be treated that way. Today is a small down payment on the part of those of us who suffered that treatment to make civilian life better for this era's returnees from active duty. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance today and helping us honor this momentous occasion in the history and vitality of Greene County and the state of Iowa. The new veterans and their families we hope to bring to our county will give our industry and communities new blood to build for the future and to maintain our proud traditions of the past. Please, please extend every courtesy to every new potential veteran citizen and their families, and make them feel welcome as they arrive to size us up as their future job and home. This concludes our program, and again, Thank you all for your attendance and support. Now let's go to work.